Hi there guys, welcome to the episode. This week, as you can see, we are in the new garage. I've got the Focus in, not Alice. So this is the first video of 2025. It sounds really strange to say that. It's going to take me ages to learn to say 2025, but I think that's the same for everybody. So we're up here in the new garage with the Focus this time. So we're going to change the wheel bearing on the Focus. I believe the left front wheel bearing is starting to make quite a lot of noise. So we need to change that. It's a press in, press out bearing. So I need to get the hub loose from the car today. Then I'll be taking it away to a workshop to be able to press the new bearing, to press the old bearing out and press the new bearing in. And then we'll come back and we'll put our car all back together again. I do have another problem with the Focus, and that is that it's leaking diesel somewhere. It absolutely stinks, and it's a good job you don't have smelly vision because it does proper stink of diesel at the moment. So I'm going to get that sorted out at some point. Hopefully if I can get some of it done today, I'll film it and I'll put it up on another video. So yeah, let's get cracking on with that. First of all, I want to say a happy 2025 to everybody. Thank you for 2024, and I'm looking forward to 2025. It's going to be a good year. I'm looking forward to it, actually. The new job is going really, really well. So I'm quite happy with that. And I've got some plans in place ready for 2025. So I'm looking forward to it. If you've not already pressed that subscribe button, then please do that so you can keep up to date with what goes on in 2025. You may have already seen that my posting schedule has been slightly different towards the end of the year, and it will probably continue during 2025, and that is that I post every other week. And that's basically because I don't have the opportunity to do anything. I have to plan it a bit more, which means it takes a lot longer and it's more difficult to do a film every week. So every other week, I'm going to put a film out, usually Sunday evenings. So make sure you press that subscribe button, press the bell so that you don't miss an episode. Enough talk from me. Let's get and have a look at the car and get the wheel off and start having a look around it. Right, so that's the car up in the air. It's just enough. Now, this is the challenge of being in Sweden. As you can see, the car has been in here overnight. I've got this little heater set up here to give me some warmth while I'm in here. But as you can see, the car has been thawing out overnight. So we've got ice growing from the floor. It's been dripping off the car, obviously. And there's plenty of ice on the floor. Now, it's only about -4 or 5 outside, but it's not warm in here. So I've got water and ice on the floor. So this is a bit of a challenge with being in Sweden. But we'll work around that and hopefully it'll be all right. Right, so the wheel removed. The things we have to now take off is the brake caliper. So it's the clip here, the 2 7mm Allen keys at the back there. We need to get rid of the brake hose on here. That I can possibly leave in place, I think, but we need to get rid of the, what's that called? Steering rod, track rod end. We need to get rid of the track rod end, and then under there we've got the ball joint that needs to come out, and then there's one bolt just there, and hopefully we'll be able to separate this hub from the brake disc. Oh, and the CV joint has to come out, obviously. So I'll get cracking on this, and we'll start with getting rid of the brakes. There we go. Right, that's the brakes out of the way. I'm going to get this shield off. 3 10mm bolts. We'll be able to see everything a little bit easier then. Alright, so with that shield out of the way, we can now see we've got the ABS sensor to get rid of there, and we've got the track rod end to get rid of there, and then we can get to the ball joint underneath, and then there's the bolt in the back there. So this one is just a little tab that you press down there. So we just have to get rid of the ABS sensor, which is there. That gets rid of that cable. Just pick it up out there, out of the way. I'm going to try and get rid of that bolt. Hopefully I can. I don't want to damage it really. Hopefully that bolt will come undone without snapping. It seems to be going alright, but I'm not going to say anything too early. Well, that was one of the screws I was worried about, and it came out alright, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm not going to force that sensor out any more than what it is already, so I'm going to leave that for the rest of it. I'll take that out. I'll take that out when I can get it in a workshop and make sure I can get some spray and stuff like that in there. Get rid of that. I'm not going to do it now. Don't want to damage anything. And I don't actually need it out of the way right now. It should just do that. It looks like that might be turning, which it is. Come fairly easily as well. Came off nice and easily, that did. Not bad. Little Makita gun, and it got rid of the Drive Shaft Hubnut. So yeah, that did well. Quite impressed with that. So that is done. The ball joint, as you can see, is out of there. The only thing left for me really to do now, to get a cover for that because that's going to fall off soon, and that's the last bolt to get out now. If I can get a drift or something in there to split that up slightly so I can get this off of the suspension, and then we'll be able to get the ball joint out of the way. So that bolt's the next one. So that is the hub assembly off eventually. Now my tip, and I just found it out myself, I didn't really know about it, to get the ball joint out. Now normally if I was on a lift I'd have put something under there, pulled it down, because what happens is sorry, it's leaning that way and you want it to come out straight. It's not going to come out straight like that. So normally I would press this down straight and push it in slightly to get it off. Well, obviously I'm on the ground, it's not easy to do it. But what I did realise is that putting a wheel nut on there and a spanner allows me to extend the hub, and you can actually press on the end of the spanner, which will force the hub inwards and force the ball joint to be straight and drop out with a bit of pressure on there. So that did make things a lot easier. So that's a tip that I didn't know about, and I just learned it myself, so I'll pass it on to everybody else. Now obviously this is come off as well. So the way that comes off is you've got a little split in the back here. Now I'm going to get a tool, and I've got one in my Amazon shop. If you've not seen my Amazon shop, then go in and have a look at it. I'll put a link below to it, but there's a tool that you can fit in here that will spread this apart, and it literally drops off of the shock absorber. So what's left to do on this now then? Well, I've got the ABS sensor, as I said, that's there. I'm going to get that out when I've got this in a workshop, and I'll be able to press that out properly. Then I need to get the middle of the bearing out, this part, so press that out first. Then there is a circlip on the other side of the bearing. That needs to come out, and then we can press the bearing out and press the new one in again, and then put the sensor back in again. Obviously this needs a good clean because it's absolutely disgusting, as you can see. So I'm going to go off to the workshop now, and we'll get this pressed out and the new one pressed in, and we'll be back in a bit. Right, so we've now got the new bearing pressed into the hub, and I'm basically ready to start putting it back together again. I've got a new clip and some grease for the CV joint because that's not really doing a lot, so I've got a new clip for that, so I'm going to do that in a second as well. The other thing is, Mrs. the mechanic must have thought I'd been a good boy because she's bought me a tool. Well, she's bought me a few tools, but she's bought me this tool, and this is one of the tools that I've been looking to buy for absolutely ages. And basically what you do with it is you put it there, in between there, and then you screw in that little screw there, and it forces that little gap apart there. Now normally I've always done it with a chisel straight into there, and then knock it down, but it's a pain in the neck. So this tool actually slots into there, and it will actually stay there while you basically just slot that onto there. It's even got the other side of there, which should fit. I think it'll fit either way around, but it's even got a little edge on that end as well, so you can put that, if it fits, into there, or you can turn it around and fit that in there, but you can even fit them into the ball joints as well and force the ball joints apart. So a very, very useful tool. I do have this on my Amazon shop, so I'll put a link down below to where you can buy this part from, and they're really, really useful. So I really, really recommend one of these. Right, all back together again now then. So the only thing left now is for the wheel to go back on again, and we're about done on this. So this was the first time actually doing something in the garage, and it's more difficult. Everything is a bit more difficult sitting on the floor, especially with it being -degrees. I do have a fan set up. I don't know whether you can hear it in the background, but that has been an absolute godsend to have in here. It's been really good. As you can see, it's been melting snow and ice, and even when I switched it off overnight, the ice has then frozen to the floor. So the fan was good. It was really, really useful to have pointing towards me. I want to say a massive, massive thank you to Nicklas, who lent me his press. As you can see, his company logo there. He does a lot of tractor driving. So if you need in the local area here in Boden and you need a tractor driver, or you need a tractor, or I think he does diggers and all sorts of things. I know he does a lot of car stuff as well, fitting extra lights and things like that. So if you're in need of anything, give him a shout. I'll put a link to him below so you can give him a shout. But I'm done in here. What have I learned from this then? Well, I need some extra lighting. I did buy 2 lights. I've bought 2 of these portable lights here. So I've got 2 of them set up, but what I found is it's very, very dark. What I would prefer is to have it like that, because that gives me a lot more light, but they don't stay there. As soon as you start moving around, that falls down. So I need to get some better light, preferably one that would kind of magnetic stick to the wing here and kind of hang down a bit. If you know of anything, let me know, put a comment below. So if you find anything useful in this video, please press that like and subscribe button. I'm going to put the wheel back on now, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot, and bye-bye.